One of my viewers asked me if I could make a reaction to this video. It's the top 10 German inventions that changed the world. So I'm not really too sure of any German inventions. I'm sure once I watch this I'll know what they are, but I'm from Scotland, and as someone who's Scottish, I'm very proud of the inventions that we've had. Things like golf, penicillin. I think we've got a good claim to television and telephone too. So I'm really interested to see the German inventions. Let's check this out. You can see how they changed the world.
There's no better decision than investing in high-quality German inventions, especially if you want something that will make your life easier. There is a huge number of German inventions on the market. However, it can be difficult to find the right one. We have put together a list of the top 10 inventions in this video to assist you in finding the best German inventions. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm here with another exciting and informative video. Let's get into the video. Number 10, diesel engine.
The diesel engine was invented in Germany. Now that's a hugely important invention, man. Definitely, that's something that pretty much everything uses these days. I mean, actually I'm from Scotland, as I mentioned. We invented the steam engine, so there's a bit of a connection there, but obviously a diesel engine is much more prevalent today.
Amongst the top German inventions, the diesel engine invented the pressure-ignited heat engine, which went on to become the predominant power source for large industries. The diesel engine, named after Rudolf Diesel. After getting his degree in engineering in 1880, Diesel returned to Paris when he designed and built a modern refrigeration and ice plant. Experimenting with steam and ammonia vapor, Diesel eventually settled on an oil-based fuel that was injected at the end of compression and ignited by the high temperature resulting from compression. In 1896, Diesel demonstrated an engine with an unheard of 75% efficiency, and although refined many times over the years, the diesel engine that we use today is essentially Diesel's 1896 design.
Wow, okay.
Diesel envisioned his engine being used by individuals and small companies to compete with larger companies in areas such as farming and construction. Today, the diesel engine is indispensable in the transport and construction industries.
Exactly. That's crazy. I don't think it can be overstated how important the diesel engine is to everybody's life, everyday life at the moment. This really did change the world. This is an invention that was, even though it was over 100 years ago, it still affects every single person's life at the moment. And yeah, before we go on, tell me what you think the most important German invention ever is, and if there's any that are not on this list, please tell me in the comments.
Number 9, Bunsen burner.
The
Bunsen burner was invented out of need and opportunity. In 1852, the University of Heidelberg wanted to hire noted chemist Robert Bunsen to head their chemistry department. To lure him, they promised to build a new chemistry laboratory. Like many European cities at that time, Heidelberg was installing coal gas lines for street and house lighting. The designers of the new laboratory took advantage of the new gas lines and planned to install gas not only for illumination but for laboratory experiments as well. The new laboratory opened in 1855 with 50 Bunsen burners ready for students and researchers to use. In 1857, Bunsen published a paper describing his burner design, and laboratories around the world began to adopt his superior burner design.
Yeah, you think about that as well. Something as simple as the Bunsen burner. Obviously, we talked about the diesel engine and how important it is to every single person's everyday life. The Bunsen burner is so important to, like, all the greatest scientists in the world would have used a Bunsen burner. It would have been part of their education. It's really probably something that some of the greatest minds in the world have used, and it's invented in Germany.
Number 8,
fantastic.
Electron microscope. One of the key inventions of the 20th century is the electron microscope. It allows objects to be magnified up to 10 million times, and it has literally changed how we see the world. In 1931, the German physicist Ernst Ruska and the electrical engineer Max Noll created the first working electron microscope.
Good
Their
collaboration
early
there.
prototypes weren't able to magnify as much as an optical microscope, but by the late 1930s, Ruska and Knoll had significantly improved the devices. An electron microscope uses electrostatic and electromagnetic lenses to form an image by controlling an electron beam that is focused on a target object. It allows objects as small as a single atom to be viewed. Work on the electron microscope halted during World War II. After the war, scientists from all around the world began working on improving and refining Ruska and Knoll's design. They created the scanning electron microscope, which detects electron emissions from a target, allowing scientists to see more objects than is possible with Ruska and Knoll's design. They also created the reflection electron microscope, which detects elastically scattered electrons.
So already we're seeing not only Germany's contribution just to the general world, but Germany's contribution specifically to science is huge.
This allows scientists to see how particles interact with other matter. Number 7. Printing press.
Printing
the
press,
method of
wow.
printing from movable
Okay.
type was invented by Johannes Gutenberg sometime around 1456. The scope of the invention included the creation of a metal alloy that melted easily and cooled quickly, which was used to form durable, reusable type and oil-based ink that was thick enough to adhere to the metal type, then transferred to paper or vellum and a press. The press needed to apply firm, even pressure to the printing surface, and it was likely adapted from existing vine, oil, or paper presses. Gutenberg was born in the German town of Mainz and became skilled in metal working. By 1450, Gutenberg received a loan from a financier named Johann Fust to continue his printing experiments. When Gutenberg was slow to repay the loan, Fust sued and won control of the type and press. It was under Fust's name that the first printed works, the 42-line Bible and a Psalter, were released.
The first printed Bible. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So we talked about the importance of German inventions to science, but it just shows also for literature. That is the biggest contribution to literature, actually being able to create books. The Bible, and the most important book, some people may say, was due to German people.
The Psalter in particular was magnificently decorated. Gutenberg's contribution was recognized, however, because by 1465 he was receiving a pension from the Archbishop of Mainz that included grain, wine, and clothing.
Nice.
Number 6. Radar system.
Radar.
It
Nice,
was first
retirement
indicated
plan.
by James Clerk Maxwell in his groundbreaking work on electromagnetism
Is he not
that building of
Scottish?
radar-like systems is possible. It was materialized only at the outset of the 20th century that different instruments and gadgets made use of electromagnetic principles, with German scientist Christian Holzmeier developing a ship detection system primarily aimed to guide ships safely through the sea haze. Designing such systems which allowed the production of small radio energy pulses was an important step towards the creation of contemporary radar systems. Amongst the popular German inventions in marine engineering and aerospace engineering, radar systems picked up quick progress during World War II and were the key element that steered the Allies towards success. Number 5.
See how important radar is? That's not just to a specific sector or specific industry. That's just to life, aerospace, to military, to marine biology, marine life. Create that. I never really thought about the importance of radar until just hearing that there, but again, so
Tape
important.
recorder. The next time you listen to music on the go, remember to thank a couple of German inventors. The first practical tape recorder, the Magnetophon K1, was demonstrated in 1935. During World War II, the Allies became aware of simultaneous radio broadcasts with unusually high quality. They were aware of the existence of the magnetophone recorders, but they didn't know about the existence of high-frequency bias and PVC-backed tape. During the war, the Allies captured a number of German magnetophone recorders from Radio Luxembourg. It was an American audio engineer, John Mullen, along with the famous crooner Bing Crosby, who really put magnetic tape on the map. During the closing days of the war, Mullen was tasked with learning about German radio and electronics. At a studio in Bad Nauheim, he picked up magnetophone, high-fidelity recorders, and 50 reels of recording tape. Crosby eventually invested $50,000 in the California electronics company Ampex, which became the world leader in tape recording.
Wow.
Number 4, the MP3 music format.
MP3
stands
and
for MPEG Audio Layer 3,
recorder,
and
so
it is a standard
huge
for audio
contribution to
compression,
music
whereby
as well.
Music files are made smaller by a factor of 12 with little or no loss of quality. MPEG is an acronym for Motion Pictures Expert Group and is a group of standards for audio and video that are set by the Industry Standards Organization, ISO.
I never knew that's
The
what
first
MPEG
standard,
stood
MPEG-1,
for.
appeared in 1992 and it was for low bandwidth. Later on, the high bandwidth compression standard MPEG-2 was introduced, which was good enough for use with DVD technology. MPEG Layer 3 or MP3 involves only audio compression. In April 1989, Germany's Fraunhofer Institute received a German patent for MP3, and in 1992 it was integrated into MPEG-1. In November 1996, MP3 received a patent in the US, and in 1998, Fraunhofer began enforcing its patent rights, making developers of MP3 encoders and decoders pay a licensing fee.
Wow.
In the early 1990s, Fraunhofer tried to create an MP3 player, but it wasn't until the late 1990s when MP3 was integrated into the Windows operating system with Winamp that playing MP3s really caught on.
That's interesting.
Number 3. Coffee filter.
The coffee filter
Melita
too.
Benz, a Dresden housewife, grabbed her moment in 1908 when contemplating why her coffee was always overbrewed and bitter. She wanted to eliminate the harsh flavor created by boiling loose grinds or using the traditional linen technique of brewing coffee. Benz patented the invention after realizing she could make a more delightful cup by filtering away the loose grounds with an improvised paper filter.
It's cool way to hear
and
about how the
family
invention
firm
actually came
Melita
about.
Group KG now employs about 3,300 people. Hence, we hope that this video helped you explore the earliest and greatest German inventions which brought technological advancements that blow your mind how these inventions changed the world. Number 2. Chip card. The
Chip
products
card
of
was
German
invented in Germany?
ingenuity are in your wallet too. Chip and pins, SIM cards, credit cards, health insurance cards, IDs, and other anything else that
And
holds
everything
data
these
on a
days,
chip. It
everywhere's
started in
going
the finance
cashless.
sector when banks decided that a magnetic strip and signature wasn't secure enough and looked for alternative solutions. German engineers Jürgen Detloff and Helmut Gottlieb developed the microprocessor cards as early as 1969 and patented them in 1977. Today, smart cards and chips are being woven into passports in Germany and
That's
Belgium, social security cards in Austria, and permanent resident cards issued by the Department of Homeland Security in the United States.
Same here in Malaysia too.
Number 1. X-ray generator. German inventors and thinkers
German
have
inventions
dominated
really
science for
are in
centuries.
every part
As
of our
well as
lives.
discovering whole fields of medicine such as bacteriology, Germans are also responsible for some of the medical inventions we take for granted. The physicist Wilhelm Conrad von Röntgen discovered X-rays in 1895. Since then, its use in radiography has only increased, with almost 200 million X-rays taken each year in the US alone to diagnose everything from broken bones to pneumonia. If you guys like this video,
So yeah, German inventions are so important to the world, the way the world is today. I never knew that. I never knew any of them were from Germany, but now I know. I feel very appreciative of German inventors and their inventions and their importance to the world. Tell me what you think about all of them. What do you think the most important one is? Tell me if there's any other German inventions that are not on this list. I'd be very interested to know, and recommend some other videos for me to watch. Thanks.